Hi beautiful people, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. My name is Joy. This is my final update on my Project Pan 2023. What you're seeing here are all the products I actually worked on in this project, and this update will include a recap on all of the products that I've already used up in this project and the products that I still have in the project in my previous update. Let me start with this Eliana Blur Makeup Primer. This one was part of my Project 100 uses last year. And I used this 121 times. So for this year, for me to use this up, I used this 48 times. So in total, I've used this 169 times. But I believe I used this more than 169 times because I've already started working on this even before 2022. I'll just check if I can find my records later and share and create one more video, just how long it takes me to use up a product. So this one in total 169 uses, but for this project 48 uses. Another product, part of the Project 100 uses last year, is this Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. I've used this 102 times last year. And for this update, or for this project rather, I've used this 35 times only. So I was almost done, but I didn't manage to use this up in 2022. This product, I believe I already started working on back in 2019. So this is like equivalent to 5 years to fully use this up. But of course, I haven't been working on this as much as I did in 2022. Total number of uses at least tracking from 2022 to 2023 is 137. Happy Skin Ready to Glow Anti-E-Aging Liquid Foundation is another product that I worked on as part of Project 100 uses. And this one, I used this 103 times. For this project, 2023, I've used this 63 times. So, more than this one. Because this, I started with this actually. Or as I said, I've started working on this even back in 2020, earlier than 2022. This one, I think I also did, but it's much less number of uses than the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. And then, apart from that, there are more products in here than this one. This one, it's 30 ml, but I think this one, if I remember it right, it's like 37 ml. And that is why it took me 166 uses to fully use this up. Another product that I managed to fully use up is this Vanilla Lace Victoria's Secret Hydrating Body Lotion. So for this one, this is where I started. This is from here to here. That's my usage when I worked on this in the 2021 A Christmas Project Pan. And that's equivalent to 40 uses. And then I continued working on this, but not part of a project pan. So when I started working on this in this project, this is my starting point. And it took me to fully use this up 71 uses. So for this one, you'd be surprised. Why is it that I only needed to use this much 40 times? I've used this 40 times to get to that point. But from here, it took me 71 uses. And the reason behind is because I've been mixing it with another lotion, and there are two reasons behind. One reason is I want it to be more hydrating, and the other one is also just to minimize the scent, because the other lotion I was working on doesn't really have much of a scent there. I enjoyed using this actually, but in terms of hydration, it's not really as hydrating as I would want. So I've now shared with you 4 products I've used up. Another product I used up is this. This is a Franken blush. So it's not the Essence So Glow highlighter, but instead it's a Franken blush, and I repurposed this packaging. It's actually a rollover from last year from my Project 100 uses as well. And then I mix a few more products into this container to have more products in here. And for that blush, I used that 104 times. It was a blush that I actually enjoyed using. It's a pink blush. A light pink blush, but a bit more bright comparing to the blush I was working on last 2022. Okay. And then another product that I managed to use up is the product in here. So that was a eye primer. That eye primer I worked on in my project, in 2021 project as part of the Use It and Lose It. Unfortunately, I didn't manage to use that up. This is actually an e.l.f. eye primer that I transferred in here. And for that, total number of uses to fully use that up is 417 at least. Because in 2019, I already worked on that and I used that 92 times. In 2021, I used that 155 times. And for this project, I used that 170 times. So if you look at what it looks like before, when I started this project, there's not really much product there, but I have to use that 170 times to fully use that up. So those were the products I fully used up prior to this update. The other product or the new product that I finally used up is the product in here. So it's part of the Bellapier Color Corrector or Concealer Palette. There's the red and the lavender. So you can see from the previous picture what it looks like. I didn't record my usage prior to 2021 per color. So I don't know how many times I've used the lavender shade, but definitely I've used this not as much as I used the red shade, but I was generous compared to this red shade. So for this lavender shade in my 2021 Use It or Lose It, I used that 75 times, and for this project I used that 56 times. So in total 131 uses, and I'm done. For the red shade, unfortunately I didn't manage to use the top. I can still work on this product. Initially I was thinking actually that I'll just consider I'm done with this product. I can just scrape that and throw that away. But since I'm already at that stage, I'll just try to use that up. So at the end of the day, I still have this product in my inventory. For the red shade, I used that 109 times. So the lavender shade 56 times only, but for this one 109 times. And in my Use It and Lose It, I used that 111 times. So in total it's 220 uses. So that's what I ended up with, and what is left would probably at least take me 10 uses. I don't really use a lot. And most of the time, I think I'm using it for the sake of using it. So here we have, these are the products that are still, that I haven't hit my goal on. So I didn't manage to use them up. Let me just start with this Body Shop Vitamin E Face Mist. This was part of my Project 100 uses last year, and this is where I ended up in that project. I decided to put it here rather than roll it in the Project 100 uses I'm using this year. I still haven't managed to use this 100 times this time. So from here to here, I used that 87 times. That's 87 uses, but from here to here, it's 26 uses. In total, sorry, it's not 87, it's 61 uses. So from here to here is 61. From here to here, it's 25 uses. So the total is 87 uses. So that's the only I only have this much left, and I'll continue to work on this until I'm finally used that up. I still have another face mist product which I haven't started working on, and unfortunately I didn't manage to use this up. This is very old. Most of the product you're actually seeing in this project are very old. Yeah, I think the newest product in here would be this one, but it's still old. I guess I got this back in 2019 or 2020. I can't remember now. I'll need to check yeah, my record, which I didn't do prior to this update. Now for this Tarte bronzer, this is the Park Avenue Princess. This one, this is what it looks like. I've used this 106 times in this project. This is actually part of the Project 100 Uses 2022, and I also used this 106 times. So in total, it's 212 uses, but definitely it's more than 212 because I believe I've already worked on this back in 2021. Perhaps part of the a graveyard project pan, I don't remember, but I did use this already. So this is more than 212 uses, and I'm still not finished with this product. I did try to just focus on this, hoping that I can fully use this up this year, but I didn't get there. So that's a fail in terms of fully using that up. This one also part of another project in the previous project pans. This was part of the Project 100 Uses. I've used this 125 times, and for this project, I used this 109 times. So in total, it's 234 uses. Definitely, again, more than 234 uses. And there's still product. I still consider that there's still product in here. See, you can still scrape product in there. And one reason why I'm not going to just consider this done and get it out of my inventory is because I actually enjoy using this. The formula I enjoy using. The shade, I am able to make it work. It's not really a shade I enjoy all the time. There are days that I enjoy it, but there are days, most of the days perhaps, I don't. Sorry, that's not fair. I would say most of the days I enjoy it, but not all the time. There. And then this one, this is a Kiko Milano bullet lipstick. I was trying to fully use this up, but I quit working on this because I only use this in this project 105 times. I say only because the next one, it took me 200 plus uses, right? But this one, I use this only 105 times. And I would probably need 105 more times to fully use this up. Let me just do a quick measurement what this bullet lipstick has left. So what is left is 11 millimeter. I'll check later when I give you my update. You'll see it on the screen what my starting point was. I don't really remember. But now I am at 11 millimeter. And we'll see. I think it's around 19 or 17 when I started. So if it is 19, it's 8 millimeter. If it's 17, then I've just used up 6 millimeter. And then we have here the two last product in the project. The Seraphine Luminude, Seraphine Botanicals Luminude. This one, this is a skin illuminator. It was only when I worked on this product this year that I started to enjoy it. And there was a point sometime at the very beginning of this year that I was using it for the sake of using it up. I was being generous, and then I realized I needed to use more product for it to show up, because that was my comment last year that when I worked on this, rather in 2021 that it doesn't do anything. So I only used this 28 times that time. But this time, I used this 74 times. So this is now 102 uses, but I'm still not done. So even though it's a sample size, it would really take me, it goes a long way. It would take a long time for me to fully use it up. So based on my usage, I don't really need a full size product. A sample size would do. But then, of course, I was also working on other highlighters. So I wasn't focusing on this one. I don't feel so bad that I didn't get to use this up. Simply because I started to enjoy using this. I feel bad that I still have this in the project because I have this for a very long time. So that's the only reason. Definitely, this is considered expired because it says here to use this for 12 months. And I have this for at least 3 years now. And that's the minimum. I think I have it like more than 5 years. Okay, so this Mary Kay pressed powder, this one is the only product actually that I haven't used when I started the project. So it was new. I opened it for this project and started working on this in this project. I used this 103 times. This is the only powder I think in my project this year, if I remember it right. This is the only one I was working on for the entire year. But then I don't really need to use pressed powder a lot. Whenever I use this, it's looks like as if I have a full coverage. So I put it on top of a foundation and I would have a full coverage, which I don't really, it's not the look I'm going for. And when I do that, I tend to use this one because I don't want it to cake. I want it to melt on my face. So for this one, 103. And then in my previous updates, this is one of the product I wasn't expecting to hit pan on. But eventually I did and managed to expand it. As usual, it's the middle that you hit pan on. I'll continue to work on this, but not as much as I did this year. Because for next year, I'm thinking of using loose powder instead. So that's my update for this Project Pan 2023. Let me just count the number of products I have now used up, which will be out of my inventory. So we have this, the Franken. Let's count the Franken blush. And this, of course, this primer and the color corrector and the eye primer. So this one, this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 products I've finally used up for this year. This is not in my inventory though, but the rest are in my inventory, so it would be a reduction. And I'll share with you what my inventory looks like sometime, hopefully before the year ends. That's all. And let me wish you all a very Merry Christmas. And thank you all for watching. Bye!